Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? I am bringing you WiP Weekend number 43. Is that right? Is that right? I'm at my computer so I can... 43! Holy cow! Yay! Alright, so WiP Weekend number 43. If you haven't been around for a WiP Weekend for me before, what they're meant to inspire is all of my vast amounts of unfinished WIPs. It's a way to hold myself accountable and for you guys to help hold me accountable. I pick a project and I update you. I work on it hopefully over my weekend whenever I can. Things have gotten a little crazy here and there, so like we fell to the wayside a little bit, but now I'm hopefully bringing that back, which was kind of insane on my part to do right before the holidays, I suppose, but I don't feel, if you've been around the channel for very long, I don't feel like the holidays could possibly be any crazier for me than like my October, November has been, which was concerts upon concerts upon concerts upon concerts, and then ending like the grand finale, big firework of it all. It's David Harbour. Who's David Harbour? Have you met me? He's my celebrity crush. He's my future husband. He plays Hopper in Stranger Things, which I'm obsessed with. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Heather. I'm addicted to Stranger Things and I don't want to get better. Anyway, that turned into a tangent. But yeah, I don't feel like the holidays are going to be any crazier than that, surely. So, why not? Right? So, the last WIP that we were talking about was actually one from my movie marquee, my first year, last year, 2022. And that I realized I had never finished. Well, now there's only one, but there were two blankets that I did not finish, from there. This was one of them, and I finished it, guys. Now I'm going to insert some pictures that I took pictures of it laid out on the floor, but this was inspired by Lord of the Rings. That was the movie, and there's the One Ring right there in the middle. It's a pretty decent length, as you hopefully can see. Yeah. Obviously, the ring is in the middle. And it's basically like a big lap size blanket. It's pretty wide. This took so long and didn't get finished in the month that I had to finish it, even though it's a lap blanket. Also, I don't remember what month it was, but I feel like this was like heading into the fall at some point. I can't remember without going back and checking, but I feel like this was like an October or a November, maybe maybe September, but someplace in the fall. And like this year was concerts and everything else, but my falls are always like my busy times, my crazy times, because that's always when there are things happening that I want to do, whether it's spooky related things or just enjoying the season or finding reasons to get out, or when we're taking vacation, because that is the time of the year that we enjoy being on vacation. But that's always when things amp up. So I feel like this was probably, sorry if you hear grumbling, Maverick he's not like locked in his kennel, but his kennel's right behind me and he's chosen to go and lay in there, and he's asleep and grumbling in his sleep. He's probably in his sleep like, shut up, Mom. That's why I'm out here instead of in there, because I figured if he didn't wake up, I wouldn't have to wake him up or anything to bring him in there with me in my yarn room. And yeah, I just wouldn't have to disturb him. So, but yeah, each one of these anyway, each individual ring is an individual ring. It was made individually with 2 ends to sew into every single one. And as each strip, because they're kind of like mile a minute strips, except they're definitely not mile a minute in that regard. Each strip has 31 rings, because there's, like in the middle ring, there's 15 rings, and then the middle ring is gold, and then 15 more rings, so there's 31. So 31 on each one of the strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9 strips, 31 strips each. You know what? We're gonna math for just a second. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna use my calculator because I'm at the computer, but there's 31 strips, or 31 rings in 9 strips. That's 279 rings. Each ring has 2 ends. That's 558 ends alone, just in the rings. And then there's like this and this isn't obviously the same. I did this, cut it, that's 2 more ends, then did this, cut it, 2 more ends. Then I was able to do the continuous join around the outer edges of each one. Which at least that saved the sewing. But I mean, just in the rings alone, what 558 ends is, it's a lot. It is a lot. The next person to get this would really have to be loved a lot and know that they are loved and appreciate all of that love. But on that note, I love this, and I speaking of love, I've said love a lot, but I love the border with these, because this was made for a Lord of the Rings blanket. I well, not because it was, but since it was, I feel like this almost, like, especially held back a little, it almost looks like a, I don't know, like a very Tolkien kind of scrolling kind of border, almost like elvish or dwarvish or something, you know, like decorative edging. So I'm down with that. I really think this ended up being a really good choice, and I didn't even know the edging would look like that when I was like obsessively wanting to do this pattern. Very, very glad that I decided to do it as a small blanket. The yarn was a mixture of Red Heart Super Saver. The gray is Red Heart Super Saver, in just, I think it's called Gray Heather. The black is Red Heart Super Saver in just black. And then the other colors are Joanne Big Twist, in cream, olive green, or it's like called olive drab or something like that, and then chocolate brown. So those, and then the ring, where is the ring now? The ring is in the middle. That's just a Red Heart Super Saver, actually. I thought it was Joanne's, and then I was really realizing it when I put the yarn away from finishing it, that it was there was no label on it, but it was not a Joanne's, it was a Red Heart Super Saver, just in gold. And yes, it is finished. I'm very, very happy with it. Yes. So, finished object in the bag. Yay. Probably never doing that again. So I picked out another WiP to continue my WiP weekends with, and I had picked, so I shoved it inside because I had this bag for the Lord of the Rings bag. The bag I have this project in fits inside of it. It's just this little kitty, little black kitty Halloween bag. But I just shoved it inside of this because I feel like as I grow it, it's going to need the bigger bag, so it's going to stay in the puppy bag. But I had started this blanket with retro squares, like from the like 70s. The squares were, and I made them. I started them in. Let's see, what's the best way to show you? Let me pull the bag back out, I guess. Let me show you the colors. These are all Joann's Big Twist. I started them in just the colors orange. Getting them back in and to stand up is the harder part. And then the color is olive green is the color, because this is the same actually as the Lord of the Rings blanket. This is, I believe, varsity gold right here. And then this is also the same as the Lord of the Rings blanket. This is cream. So sorry, I just realized how loud my humidifier is. We have, now that the weather's drier, we have the humidifier going for all of the guitars back there, so they don't warp or anything. But those are the colors, anyway, sorry, that I started this in. And I started out just like looking at it and trying to figure it out. So I had done it in just a random blue color when I was just looking at the picture and trying to figure everything out. And then I did it in like the colors that I wanted to use. And then I realized, so these are two squares. I could throw this in, it really doesn't matter. This one is basically correct, with the exception of, I realized that there's a little more texture to the squares that I was looking in the picture in. Everything is worked in the back loop. So see all the texture here for everything. So this is the correct square, but this is the 70s motif square that I had been working on. Isn't that cool looking, you guys? Can you just imagine this being like a throw blanket, like draped over like an olive green armchair or something? Oh, yes. So I'll show you the squares that I have done. I'm just mixing up the colors. Like, they're not all gonna be like these toned or whatever. See, like this one's got a bigger amount of color in here and smaller here, but so here's two of the squares, but it's the same, the same pattern. I just am mixing up the colors. Here's another one. I like this one a lot, actually. I like them all a lot. This one looked kind of candy cornish. Here's another one. And obviously at some point, I'm only using 4 colors. There's going to be some repeat colors, but I like this one a lot too. And then there's this one. I like them all a lot, honestly. Not even gonna lie. There's this one. And then I mixed it up and I used all the colors on this one, which I love a lot. And I do like, it's a pain doing the back loop on all of them, and that's probably why I set it down to begin with. I was just like over it, because I made another one tonight. I haven't done the ends or anything yet for it, but I made this one tonight, and I'm still gonna keep going with it. I really want to get it done and everything, but it's just a pain. I'm definitely sure that's why I set it down, but I think that the product at the end of the day is going to be worth it because it looks so cool. And then I don't think when I first made this, or when I first started this, that I had in mind what I was going to like join it with. Part of me had thought I should, like, as I make new squares, just do the continuous join as you go with them and not do a joining color. But I think I am going to use chocolate brown. also in Joanne. So the whole blanket's going to be Joanne Big Twist. And I think I want to make like a nice big cozy throw. Imagine, I mean, this is just a small stack so far, but imagine these colors with a dark brown, like a dark chocolate brown. This makes me so happy. It is my jam. Like, you know, anything. I mean, it'll be basically this brown. This is my hopper cabin blanket. Yeah, if you're not familiar with David Harbour, that ties in, this blanket ties in with him too, in a way. But yeah, actually that cream right there is this cream. It's the same one. I think this gold is the same gold too. So my aesthetic is somewhat, you know, predictable, somewhat. I do like other colors, but yeah, this one I really wanted it to be in that like 70s hand-me-down into the 80s colors. So I think brown would fit in there like really nice. Also, if I wanted to branch out, because I mean, I'm gonna be making quite a few of these. If I wanted to branch out colors and use like a camel tan in with it, I think that would look cool, even with like the cream still in it, obviously. But I don't know if I'll add any other colors or if I'm just going to stick to these, even though there'll be quite a few repeats of colors if I only have the 4, because like I said, it's going to be a big blanket. I don't know. I don't know yet what I will do as far as that. I know I couldn't find, I only had one of the orange, like the one that I'm using. I only had one of that. I had the 2 olives, because I used a little bit with the Lord of the Rings blanket. Like, this is literally the Lord of the Rings blanket. That's how much of a full skein it used, like hardly any. And then I had the one I'd been working on. And I have the cream I've been working with, and then this from the Lord of the Rings blanket. So, I know in another video I talked about an order that I made from the Black Friday sales at Joann's for stuff that I need. And, the orange is in it. When I looked on the app, I couldn't find the orange on the app in the Big Twist value, and I panicked and I thought that they had like discontinued it, and I was like, oh no. But it was either I missed it or it was just a glitch, because it was on the main page. Man, now that I said that I wanted to add like that the camel color, I really kind of want to add the camel color to it. What do you guys think? I think I kind of do. I don't know. I think I'll like it either way, but so that's it. That's what I'm working on next. So now that I pulled them out, I love the thought of getting it done and having a 70s motif blanket. So I'm very excited, and I am using my J hook for it. So it's like a nice, like squishy, wavy blanket. Yeah. So that is what I am working towards getting done. All right. On that note, I think this is coming out on Friday, so hopefully you guys had a really great Thanksgiving. Hopefully Black Friday is not, I think it's mostly online now, but in case it's not, or in case you're out braving the Black Friday-ness, I hope that it is going well and nothing is stressing you out, and that you have a really great start to your weekend. And on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.